everyone. Rob Edwards here. Thanks for joining us for this episode of Talking About Rock, sponsored by School of Rock, North Buffalo. Today, out of the music scene in Philadelphia, we check in with the local upcoming band RATROD. With the father and son duo Mark and Brice McCarty on lead and rhythm guitars, they're added Mike Smith on vocals, LG on bass, and Harry Rosa on drums. These Philly musicians have a true love and respect for old school rock and roll. Let's welcome the guys to the show.
Hey,
thanks for hey guys, how's it going?
Going well.
Excellent. So we got LJ, Mark, Brice, and Mike here with us. All right.
This is Mike.
Excellent. So you guys released your debut album, Do You Remember Rock and Roll, in 2017. Who wants to go and maybe tell us a little bit about that, and maybe tell us a little bit about how all things started here for you?
Yeah. Well, it started, Mike had wanted to put a band together. He'd reached out to a mutual friend of ours saying, hey, I'm letting to put something together. He had a kind of a vibe for what he wanted to do, kind of a, old school 3-chord rock and roll thing. And that mutual friend got a hold of me and says, hey, actually he told Mike to reach out to me through Facebook. And at the same time, he had reached out to me and says, hey, this dude's wanting to do something. Maybe you'd be interested in doing it too. Because I just gotten out of a different band and I was kind of bobbing along, and Mike and I connected up through Facebook Messenger and exchanged ideas, what he wanted to do, what I wanted to do, which at that time, funny enough, wasn't to put a band together, but that's a little bit later.
You guys just wanted to write some songs together and that pretty much?
Just want to write tunes, I was putting some riffs together anyway on my own accord, and he wanted to kind of do something. I says, okay, let me send you something. I sent him one of the things I had. He liked it. He wrote some lyrics. He came over here and sang it, and I was like, holy shit, this is cool. Oh, sorry.
Hey, you can say whatever you want on this.
All right, cool.
This is the internet. Cool. There's nobody policing our words and stuff, right? Not yet, anyway.
I might say some other things then. Anyway,
so Mike, so you're writing the lyrics for all the songs?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. There's a couple songs on the first CD on that Do You Remember that Mark wrote the lyrics to. They're songs he had before I met him. So he had already written them. I liked them a lot, so we just worked on those, and it's just like now. See, Mark didn't want to do a band. He wasn't interested in doing a band,
Mike
right away or anything, because like I said, he had been in he was in an AC/DC tribute for 10 years, so he was kind of looking to take a break. Now it was the opposite for me. I had been kind of out of it for quite a few years. I wanted to get back into it. So but the fact that we agreed on, we just got along so well, and musically it was just like it was crazy. The chemistry right off the bat. And so I thought, you know what, even if we don't put a band together, I'll be fine writing some tunes, because and recording some stuff, just see how it sounds, me, whatever.
Yeah.
And
his voice is the voice I'd been looking for forever. I think my writing was similar to what he was looking for a long time.
Oh yeah. So
it just kind of fell into place. And next thing you know, kind of long story short, we record 10 songs, and well, hell, sounds like we better put a band together. And
right. So then you went out and recruited what, LJ and Mike, right?
Yep.
Or
we got LJ
and
first.
Harry.
Yeah. Well, actually, it was LJ and Brice first.
Oh, okay.
Brice was playing drums.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe I know.
In the very beginning, and then we found a drummer, Elliot, who played on the Light 'Em Up, CD. But Elliot also played with us live before we even wrote or recorded the Light 'Em Up CD. So Harry joined about, I guess it was before it was, I remember it was right before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
We started jamming with Harry like January 2020, like not long after the New Year's, and then COVID hit and it shut everything down.
Right.
for a
right.
while.
That's been the story for so many bands.
But
sure.
I remember we had like 2 practices with Harry, and then boom, everything got shut down.
But we also, that kind of helped us because we had a friend who had a studio, and we got to get in there pretty quick after everything shut down. And we had that whole 1.5 to 2 years just to pretty much start writing this last album and just playing with each other. Well, that came out wrong. Working.
we know what you mean, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Performing and kind of gelling better and getting the band tighter, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So like, Brice came back about a year after that, and things have been, we hit the ground running.
Yeah, you'll notice you probably noticed in the Light 'Em Up video that the drummer doesn't look the same as now, and the other guitar player doesn't look the same as now. So there was a period of time where Brice had been playing rhythm guitar and he left. You can tell the story, Brice.
Yes, so I started on the original, well, not on it, but I joined just after the original album was pretty much solidified, and I played, I don't know, about a year and a half, something like that. And then I went off and joined the local fire department as a volunteer. So my schedule quickly became way more busy than I thought it was going to be.
Right.
Between fire academy and running at the station, meeting my requirements there, on top of being in the band and my other various hobbies. So I decided to bow out for a little while, and just kind of hang around in the background, listen in when they're mixing, the second album.
Don't let him sell himself short. He was integral to that second album. He was the right hand on that second album.
The second album, you guys really hit your groove with that, with Lightning Strikes, right? You definitely get that old AC/DC style and groove for a lot of your tracks. But I think Lightning Strikes definitely stands out for sure. Tell us a little bit about that. If I know who wants to go and say that, tell us a little about that track, how that came about.
Well, it came about pretty much the same way almost all of our tracks come about. It kind of started out with a guitar riff, and it actually started out with the chorus riff. I don't know if you listen to the chorus, that guitar, what we're doing in that's how the song started. And I built the parts around it, because what usually ends up happening is I tend to arrange the music. I get an idea from Brice, I get an idea from LJ, I get an idea from Mike, and it might be just something they fiddle around with a rehearsal, and I'll just kind of squirrel it away on the phone. And then when I'm in a writing mode, I'll take those ideas, put them together, and make a song out of them musically. And then I'll send it to Mike, and he'll sit down and listen to it and get inspired and write up the lyrics for it. And from that point, it's he puts down what he feels the song is. And as far as the lyric content, I'll let him talk about that, because that's his forte.
Yeah, it's the lyrics for Lightning Strike are it's kind of like that Bon Scott type play on words, a little bit of innuendo there. Basically like a guy, he's down on his luck, and he goes into this bar and meets this girl, and he takes her home, and lightning's going to strike that night, but she's getting lucky because she's going to get struck twice. If you know what I mean.
All right. Well, I really like the track, and we're going to play the video for it here real quick. We'll take a quick pause kind of with the news from RATROD.
That's the gist of it.
Yeah, that's the gist of it. We'll come right back with the guys from RATROD. We'll check out the video for Lightning Strike here on Talking About Rock.
Law is a fact. Walking down the streets
Okay, we're back with the guys here from RATROD. Just checked out the video for Lightning Strike. Great stuff, man. And then you guys went ahead and
Thank
you
you.
did a live album too, which is very unprecedented. You know, you had the 2 albums out, and you went ahead and decided to do something live, right? Whose
Yeah.
idea was that, or where did that come from? That was kind of an interesting idea, I thought, when I saw that.
Well,
They all thought I was freaking nuts.
Yeah, we
Record. I went, what?
Mark's a gear nut.
Ear whore.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
like stuff. I like stuff.
So-
What do you want?
So he shows up one day with this portable studio, and it's like, we're gonna record an album. It's like, okay. So we picked a place and did it. I mean,
Places.
yeah. We
well, it was kind of just a thing like it's so weird because it sounds like I'm plagiarizing, but it was kind of because we were getting told by a lot of people, like almost after every show, how much energy and everything our live show has, and you know the CD's cool, but you guys sound killer live and better live. It's like more powerful live and all that. So we were thinking, well, why don't we do a live album? That's what Kiss
Yeah.
did. I mean, that's what
Yeah.
same thing. And it's kind of the same thing everybody was telling
Yeah,
Kiss.
I
and they
was
put
going
out
to say
live-
a lot of bands did that back in the day because people wanted to kind of know what they were going to expect live. I think Kiss was one of the first ones to do it. I remember Peter Frampton really
Yeah.
didn't have much of a career until he came out with his live album and he exploded,
Yeah.
right? But
So-
don't forget
yeah.
Cheap Trick.
Yeah, so we were just
Cheap
like
Trick, right? Yeah.
Cheap Trick too, yeah. But we had no plans to do it. We were just going off what people were telling us, and so we thought, oh, let's put out a live CD, and we were like, and I started thinking, I'm like, you know what? I don't even think any other local band has ever done that before. Not that I know of. I don't, I've been around
Right. The
for
only local band I know
while.
that's on it is in Buffalo when Talus did it back in the day. But that's
okay. Oh, Talus.
Well,
Oh, with
That's
Billy
Billy
Sheehan?
Sheehan, so
it. Right.
So, we recorded. Mark had you could tell it, Mark, how we did it. I forget
Well,
what that thing's called.
There was 2 methods to it. One of them was I've got a mobile multi-track recorder, like John was saying, mobile studio. It's
Right.
Basically a 12-track recording unit that I bought. And I was able to tap it into front of house live sound at one of our shows we played after coordinating it with the sound guy, and grabbed the raw tracks, the raw show without any effects, without anything. And I was able to take those raw tracks and mix them. Did that, and then I coordinated with another sound guy at another show we played, who had a more involved front of house soundboard that actually recorded everything to an SD card. So I gave him the SD card. I says, "Will you grab those tracks for me?" And same thing, I grabbed the tracks and brought them back to my home studio here and mixed them up, polished a tiny little thing here or there that got a little messed up because it is a live performance, and pretty much there you are, live record.
Right. It's so amazing what you can do with the technology now. I mean, you have a studio in your laptop, right? I remember the day you were lucky if you had a 4-track recorder.
Yep.
To try to put demos together and things like that.
Yeah.
Now you have Pro Tools and all these other different things. You can home studios no problem now.
Yep.
Well, there's a little secret to that. During the second song, our
Do you
drum accidentally cut all Mark's chords with his cymbal. He knocked the cymbal over. All of a sudden, everything stops during the recording, and everybody's like, "We keep going." And Mark, we had a really good friend who is a tech for all the big guys. Happened to be there, seen what happened, and replaced his chord like that, right for the solo. But with the with the technology we had, you can't even tell.
Yeah,
Nice.
I had to borrow the guitar from the second verse and put it in the first verse to cover out the area where I had dropped out. But
Oh
But
yeah, I mean,
the
yeah,
rest-
that stuff happens all the time at
It
shows.
does, yeah.
I was at a show the other night. The guy was telling me about an old amp that he just loves to death so much, and what happened to happen that night? That old amp, one of the tubes, went on it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So all different things. Ace Frehley came to town, was it last month or something, and his smoking guitar wasn't working, so he had to borrow one from one of the local Kiss tribute bands to do it.
Oh,
So,
wow.
I mean, it happens, you know. You the thing is, you try to press on, you try to make it the most of it, you know, and like you were saying, you polish it up a little bit. That's all they're talking about lately about the Kiss album. Everybody thought it was total live. No, it wasn't. They polished the heck out of that album.
Yeah. Well, ours is 95% live. You know,
Yeah.
there's just a couple little things here and there that, you know, nothing.
Mic crackles, you know, cymbals get hit that are not supposed to, or my guitar getting cut off, you know, small things like that.
Yeah.
Right.
No auto tune either, as you can tell.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sure.
another thing that pops up nowadays all the time for sure.
Yep, no auto tune. We never.
Yeah.
No, I will fight anybody who wants to do auto tune. No
Yep.
fucking.
Right.
Me too.
Right. And so you guys got a new track you just released called All or Nothing. So we're gonna play that in a minute, but let's talk a little bit about that, how that came about.
Yeah. Well, it started out January 1st of 2020. Brice and I got together and was jamming some ideas, and he had that chorus guitar thing. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Let's play around with that a little bit. And I was like, I kept forgetting it because the chorus and the verses are similar. They're different, but they're similar. So I was like, all right, let me just try something to keep memory. And that's that beginning, that jangly beginning was just so I could remember how the chorus thing went. But it worked. So we kept it, and he and I arranged the music and sent it off to the boys, and they did their thing with it. Of course, Mike wrote awesome lyrics for it.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's definitely a standout track for sure. And we're going to take a quick pause and play the audio for that here. We'll be right back with the guys from RATROD on Talking About Rock. All right, we're back here on Talking About Rock. Just checked out the track for All or Nothing. Another standout track, for sure. It's really great, guys. Definitely
you,
got a
John.
lot of
Thank you.
AC/DC vibe and a lot of your music, but I wanted to also ask you guys a little about influences. So, LJ, can you maybe give us a little background on some of your influences?
Oh, I'm kind of the glam punk guy. I grew up listening to Hanoi Rocks and stuff like that, and a lot of the early AC/DC adjacent stuff. I never was a really big AC/DC. I mean, everybody loves AC/DC, but I was always into Dirty Looks and Kicks and Rhino Bucket and stuff like that, and a lot of the '80s hair bands from Philly. Got to watch all the ones that came out, Heaven's Edge, Britney Fox, Cinderella. I mean, I was 18 sitting there going, that's what I want to do.
Yeah. That's for me, that was huge. Obviously all the big 80s hair bands, and you brought up Cinderella. I just thought they were amazing when I saw them play live, blowing the openers off the stage. I'm just a big Tom Kiefer fan. I think he's fantastic.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
me too.
that's one of the things. Even though Mark came to this area later, I know Mike. We were really influenced by bands like Cinderella, local bands here like Michael Test, the Dead End Kids. So when we play, not only do we care about our music, we want to entertain you, and we're not entertaining you by building the biggest setup or building like the biggest smoke bombs and lights. We're gonna like just our energy, our performance, how we are on stage, how we interact with each other. We have fun, so everybody else has fun.
Yeah, you guys put on a no nonsense rock and roll show, straightforward. Definitely for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like we love Airborne, for example, a newer band who's right in that area, up that alley. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but
Yeah.
Airborne out of Australia. The Wild, there's a band called The Wild from Canada.
Yeah.
Take heavy
Who
influence.
are they're phenomenal. And same thing. I mean, they just put on the show. There's just so much energy in their shows.
Yeah, it's definitely contagious, right? You guys know, and when the audience starts to get into it, it's kind of like a symbiotic relationship, right? They get more excited, they get more into it, and it just keeps the group going for you guys, definitely.
Absolutely.
So yeah. So Bryce, what about yourself? What would you say some of your influences have been?
Well, I think I'm kind of the oddball out of the group, being a lot of my musical influence, at least from what I would normally write on my own away from the band, is very much of the heavy metal genre. A lot of Anthrax, Overkill, Slayer, Pantera, and then a lot of newer hardcore metal. So like Born of Osiris, Suicide Silence, Slaughter to Prevail, very heavy stuff. But on the other end of that, like today, I was at work and I was just listening to some Boston and Styx and the Who, and like, so I take influence from a lot of different aspects of musical genre, and mainly for the band, I would say it really stems from like the 60s and 70s era rock and roll, like the Who. Like that's a pretty big one for me. And you could probably kind of hear it on All or Nothing with the intro. That's kind of where my my thought process was on that, at least. But I listen to a lot of Bon Scott era AC/DC as well. That tends to be my favorite genre of AC/DC, my favorite era of AC/DC. But all around, I like just about every genre of music, anything from classical to hip hop, R&B. So
Nice, yeah, to have well-rounded. But yeah, you mentioned Boston and Styx, and those are definitely early influences for myself. Definitely growing up listening to that, and then of course I found Kiss, and then it was
Of course,
it was a left turn with that. But
we have discovered that Kiss is our thread that we're all tied together with.
That's the one thing we all of us absolutely love is the old, like from everything from the first album to Alive 2.
Yep.
Yeah, when Alive 2 came out, that was it for me. That was just like I was totally hooked after that. I mean, Destroyer obviously was the perfect album, but
yeah. Well, Mark might fight you on that. No, it's funny. It's funny.
Great album.
it's funny. One of the things that with this new album that's coming out for us, we're actually everybody that is in the band now is got totally different influences, but we all have the same influence, and everybody cherry picks a little bit of there, and we just come together for the first time as a cohesive unit, which kind of makes the band even better because it's not one way. The directions go in all different directions. There's some rockabilly, there's some, there's some Kiss kind of stuff, there's some AC/DC stuff, there's some, like Brice said, there's a little bit of Who stuff going on. So
Yeah.
it's amazing.
To that, it kind of went with, you can kind of hear it in the first two albums where it was kind of like my dad Mark and Mike were kind of like the main song architects for the band, and with this last album it was really much more of a group writing effort where it wasn't really written by committee by any means, but like each of us had our own parts that we kind of chunked together into these really cool songs. I think is some of our best work that we've done thus far.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to hear a conglomeration of everybody's personality in each tune.
Yeah, they usually put together the best project. If everybody has something to add into it, you can kind of get the best product out of it for sure. So you guys are going to be doing some more tracks and releasing another album then?
It's in the can.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. It's in the can. Excellent.
Yeah, November 18th. It's the CD that All or Nothing will be on, and Call Down the Thunder and Hella Ride. Those are the three we have out so far.
Yep.
The title of the CD is Four on the Floor. It being our fourth album, so we kind of just played on the words with it.
Right,
Yep,
that's perfect. No, that definitely fits perfect. So, do you guys have any dates coming up right now that you're going to be playing that people can check you out?
Go ahead, Mark.
Yep, we've got September 23rd. I almost jumped ahead of myself here. September 23rd, we are going to be in Mount Holly, New Jersey, at the Union Firehouse. A big show with the return of Sick Vicky. It was a pretty prominent band around this area back in the early days.
Okay.
We have tickets.
That he's showing tickets right there.
Tickets are available at ratrod.com or
Ratrod Rocks.
Ratrod Rocks. Okay.
.com.
You can hit us up, communicate to us through that, and we can get the tickets to you. We got that going on, and then let's see, September. Actually, backtracking a little bit, the 18th, we got a benefit show in this area in Westville, New Jersey not Westville, Gloucester, New Jersey. Yeah, Gloucester, New Jersey, at a place called Timeout 2. That's a benefit show. That's for the folks local to hear that are interested in helping a good friend of ours out with a medical condition for his grandchild. So we're really happy to be a part of that.
Excellent, excellent. That's very cool.
Yeah.
So you guys
those the current local, the current things happening right away. We've got another really cool thing coming up in later in the year. We're actually going to be opening for Rough House Teas. They were band out of the 80s. They're from this area. We're going to be with them Thanksgiving weekend, and that's up in I forget where was that? Sellersville, PA. Yeah. So that's a nice, cool show that we're going to be doing.
That should be a crazy busy show. Yeah, Thanksgiving weekend, a party weekend, definitely.
Absolutely. So those are the big ones. We got a few of the little smaller ones peppered in, but again, at ratrodrocks.com, we've got our full itinerary up there, and people can check that out and check out our other stuff too. Merchandise and CDs and T-shirts, all that kind of stuff's there too.
Excellent. Yeah, really great stuff, guys. Thank you so much.
Lunchboxes and coffins and I'm just kidding.
Well, yeah, get to the merchandising guys that sell everything. Kiss, knows how to do it for sure.
And get buried in a real rat rod.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So if you folks out there want to know more about us, or if you have comments or questions, please feel free to email us at talkingaboutrock@gmail.com. Like us and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And for this interview and other videos, you can catch it on YouTube, and you can catch the audio on all our streaming services. We'll be dropping it as well. Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, you, sir.
Rob.
Thanks,
All
man.
right, guys. Have a good night.
Take
You
care.
too.
Be good.